This is a tutorial on how to add headers and footers to Microsoft Word. I filled in this document with some sample fill-in Latin, and if your document looks different than this or your Word setup looks different, it may just be because you're using a different version of Word. However, the principles on adding a header and footer are pretty much the same across all the more modern versions. So to add the footer, what you're going to do is come up here in the top left-hand corner. This is called the Microsoft Word ribbon, and you click on the Insert tab. From here, all you have to do is come over here to about the middle, and we're going to add a header first. Click on header, and you get a drop down. Right here, you can use their built-in templates, like adding one to the left-hand side, to the center. You can add color, you can add one with a background, and add some different design elements. With this one, we just want to put text, our name and class number, up on the right hand side. So we're going to select this blank 3 columns, and just for the sake of, because I like things nice and clean, I'll come and delete these other 2 and come here to the top right hand side, and I want to put my name and a dash and then a class number. So go Math 141. Now, in addition to being able to put this here, you can also do any regular types of formatting and style options right in your header and your footer. To add style options, you select all of it, and a lot of times you'll have this little pop-up window right here. And so for this, I want to change the font to Times New Roman, and I want to make the class bold. And let's see, one other thing we can do is change the color. And the other thing, if you don't get a pop-up right here for the formatting, there's a couple things you can do. You can right-click on it with your mouse, and then you can come up here and say you want to change it to like a kind of a bluish type hue, and then you're done. To get out of it, there's a few different things you can do. You can hit the escape button on your keyboard. To get back in, just double click on that header. To get back out, you can also click on this close header and footer button up here in the control window, or you can double click just on your regular document, and you can see it kind of grays this out. To add, say that you find out you need to add something in the left-hand corner, just go back and double click on that footer, and you can see you still have your option here. So if you needed to put, say, the date over here, you could type in the date manually. So today is 6/21/2013. I could do that. Or you can come up here and click on date time, and it gives you a full range of different things you can put on here. So if you want one that's formatted like this, select that one, hit OK, and it automatically places it there for you. Double click out of it and scroll down here, because now we want to add a footer. To add a footer, it's almost identical to adding a header. Click Insert. But now instead of clicking on header, we're going to click on footer. And you can see you have a list of templates right here. You can pick from just one on the left-hand side, 3 columns, stylized ones, everything like that. We're going to come and put one right in the center. So we'll click on this banded one. And by doing that, it places that number 1 right there, because we're still on page 1. We can get out of that. You can see it still says 1, and it auto updates. So if I copy all this text, hit paste, scroll all the way down, and you can see now it says 2. There's also another way of adding the page numbers to a footer, and we'll go in, double click on the footer, delete, and hit escape, and come back here. And instead of clicking on footer, I can click on page number. Now when I do that, this is a different way of adding that footer. I can come here to page number, bottom of the page, and then I want to select this accent bar 1. And now you can see that it's added the footer for me. I didn't even have to go in the footer panel. I just selected, that I wanted a page number. It did that for me. If I come down here, it auto updates that page, and it even gave it some nice style options. If I didn't like that for some reason and I wanted to change the font or the color or anything like that, or maybe I want to make this italic, then I click there, double click, and you can see that change goes across for every page of the entire document. Some of the other things that Microsoft Word can do in helping with styling papers or documents, especially for school purposes, is a lot of APA style, and some of those different university requirements require things like having a one type of header on page 1 in a cover sheet kind of format, and then having a different header on the other pages. And so Microsoft Word does a great job at that. I will show you how you can do that. We'll take all this content, return it all here to the bottom, and come up to the header. And we're actually going to get rid of all of this here. And you can see automatically it pulls up this design tab here at the top. And we want to click different first page. So if I click different first page, now it changes this little title to first page header. And now if I want to call this my cover sheet, and in the center I want to put my name, and on the right hand side I want to put the class. Now when I click out of this, and let's add a quick little style to it, right click on it, change this to blue, and change this to Times New Roman. Click out, and over here I will switch over and give this just a little information. Jordan Hudgens. I'll give it a date of today, and the class number, and instructor John Smith, just so you can see how this looks actually having it set up like this. I'll come up here, make this center, and probably increase it to like a 12-point font. And pretty much every university usually requires Times New Roman, if I remember correctly. Scrolling down here, now you can see that that header from page 1 does not continue down. So we can come here, and now I can add, and you can also see the page number doesn't show up there, even though this does recognize it's on page 2. And now I can come up here and I can add a header to this page. So I'm going to add a header, and it's going to be another 3-column one. Come over here, and this is where I'll type in my name and the class number. And as you can see now, you can have a custom cover page with different information on page 1, and then page 2 and going on from there will recognize what you want showing up for the rest of the document. This is something, as you go through, if this is for school or even for business, anything like that, I found this to be a very handy tool and a great way to have different headers throughout the document. One other thing you can also do is you'll see right here, you can select different odd and even pages. If you ever have a document you're creating that's in a two-sided format and you want a header, say for the ones facing on the right hand side, you want the header here on the right, and then for the ones facing on the even side or the left side, you want it over here on the left hand side, just select this option, and then it'll give you different options for your odd and your even pages. If you ever have anything, if you ever do anything book related or anything like that, this is a really nice way to do that without having to change it every single page, which could be very time consuming and not the most scalable approach. But thank you for your time. Let me know if you have any questions.